What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I just installed a brand new microphone, I changed some screen settings in XSplit, and looking at all my tabs open in Market Watch, I just cannot wait for tomorrow. I had to do it right now, so set that notification bell on. You never know when Market Watch is gonna hit. And our first card here is Rescue Cat, and it's not just the turbo reaching exuberant, ridiculous prices. The ultra rare has been up, but now the commons have all shot up as well, and it's pretty crazy. Three things come to mind for Rescue Cat, and if you can think of anything else in this current meta and format, please let me know. But the first one's Naturia Beast. Hands down, Naturia Beast comes to mind. You have Elephun able to pop out as a level 2 Earth tuner, and then you have a lot of access to level 3 Earths as well with Rescue Cat. And the first deck that comes to mind, so number 2, is Burning Abyss taking down the UK Nationals and doing very well, but kind of taking a backseat after that. But Naturia Beast is not to be underestimated in a format full of Sky Strikers headed into us looking at our new fusions with Invoke. Stopping Invocation, what are you gonna do, bro? You gotta summon a Mech Knight on me, you better have it. And then also other decks that just like shut down pendulums, namely if you don't have a proper out to Naturia Beast, you really are starting to hurt. So every single variant of that's up. And the third thing that comes to mind is Crusadia. I actually need to upload that deck profile, but it has a level 3 Earth that you can summon off Rescue Cat just naturally within its deck, and I believe it's something like Rescue Cat plus any Crusadia plus any extender ends up to being like Equimax, Naturia Beast, and something else. So that's pretty darn good for a low commitment of cards, because Rescue Cat pops out a Crusadia monster that you can just start linking up with, since they have a link 1, 2, and 3, and then that garners you resources if you have another Crusadia in hand. So Rescue Cat plus Crusadia in hand, that's pretty solid. But Naturia Beast itself is also going up, except for its highest rarity. Its highest rarity is pretty available at $38, $40, which is near its old price. And on eBay, it's actually near mint, hitting its old price of $32 here, with several sellers not, well, this one's played, so that's why it's not selling. But this isn't like necessarily a new listing. Its condition does say used, but it also says near mint here and there. So very interesting that this hasn't sold. Maybe that used condition warded off people who were conducting or buying this card, but here it is, near mint, less than 32 bucks. Then we go through 40, and it quickly does rise here as well. But the rest of the variants are headed upwards too. We see Secret Rare 15 versus Market Price 12. We see the shenanigans of the Gold Rare disappearing again. Only 3 prices here on the Ultra, and they're all ridiculous. And then the Premium Gold is up in price too. Then we go towards Elephun, and we see lowest are $3. I told you guys to pick this up if you had any interest in it. Elephun is a funny tuner that actually just ends up working with Rescue Cat, and on eBay there's only 5 prices total also, so very few sellers there. We have more motivated sellers, it looks like, on TCG Player, but wow. So those two options are somewhat rogue, but also somewhat banless / forbidden unlimited list safe. And maybe that's where it's coming from. I'm not entirely sure, but it's very interesting to me to see this entire package end up like that. It's interesting. And if you have another reason, again, please let me know in the comment section down below of something that might be more prominent in the meta besides trying out Crusadias. We have seen a lot of hype around Crusadias coming out the canon early, but hey, End of the World, I did not know this common was worth so much. That's crazy. And we see the other variant. So, something missed by OP Pack, though we're seeing $5 minimums over here on TCG Player, and then just ridiculous ridiculous prices over here on eBay. Let's leave it at that. But both ways, like, we also have Demise being worth too much also. We really expected to see this perhaps in a pack like OTS Pack 8, but instead we got the one we didn't need, the one that just came out recently, and a lot of duelists are looking for this, so maybe sooner than later. I really wish we had a printing of this that wasn't over a decade old. It's just ridiculous. We got this variant. We didn't even need this variant, and that's the reprint we got. It's really silly. So if we look at SOI here, Let's see what comes up. We got auctions actually heading towards the $10 mark even. That's first ed though. And the lowest on all of eBay at Buy It Now is a $10 variant. It says read, so probably not real. Oh man, this is ridiculous. It's actually insane. All right, Megatins are listed on TCG Player at ridiculous prices. Just hold off. Now, the sets of twos, that's not so bad because at MSRP, you would be paying $20 and $20 for a 10. But if you actually go on Facebook, there's reputable sellers selling these at $16 a piece, which is pretty close, $32. And I get that you might not want to deal with somebody on Facebook because that's not as safe, but they're very reputable. We do see this deal, not terrible. Let's see what happens, because the vendors themselves are getting this, I want to say around 1080, 1150, something like that, to rip open. So they're making a guaranteed sale here, and that's why they're selling too. They're getting pretty well off when they're shipping you that. But the independent tins being 25s, just completely ignore that and don't panic buy these. Make a smart decision when buying your tins. Yeah, definitely just don't panic buy those because of these listings. This is ridiculous. Again, the vendors get them at 1150-ish, 1080-ish, depending. And the promos may end up being busted and hype. Just don't fall for anything like this. Don't freak out over it. Flood. Now, this is what I'm freaking out over. Hit him back to $80, Infinite Impermanence. Back to 75, lowest before, 485 lowest, which is way higher than we initially expected. Why I'm saying 45 is when Impermanence came out and we thought it wasn't shorter printed, a lot of people expected it to be at $40. That's over double, actually. It's $45 above where we expected it to be when it came out. Right? And yeah, the 200th is coming out. That's what I think is realistically ramping cards like these up. The 200th approaching us, and regional season, of course, people wanting to play all over the USA again. They're buying up copies of these. They want to play in the tournament, and I would think maybe we'll see a nice little cooldown on this card after the 200th, where a lot of the competitive players need to pay their travel cost, and that was what they were looking forward to until after Christmas. Something like that. But we'll keep our eye on it and see if that theory even proves true, because like it's not going to be reprinted soon, we would think. And I don't think we're going to get a premium gold. At least we haven't, we're getting a different kind of gold series, but it's something to keep our eyes on. And moving forward here, Widow Anchor is actually starting to peak back up just a little bit over here on TCG Player at 23. This is why I say always check both, but when something starts trending on TCG Player, sometimes eBay quickly follows, and we still see these at $18, $18 over here. So do always shop around for your meta cards. There's also Amazon. Once in a while, when there's a huge buyout, Amazon's actually one of the last places people look because it's a little more expensive usually. You can sometimes find a card on Amazon that's just recently been bought out. Of course, the other vendors as well. This is interesting, though, that people are going for Widow Anchor, especially with Sky Strikers so thought to be probably hit on the ban list in some shape, way, or form because their engine is so splashable. So seeing this go up, I'm raising an eyebrow at this. Impermanence, way more understandable to me as a shorter printed secret rare that so many people want copies of. Again, one of the only expensive cards in Altergeist besides Evenly Match, which its price keeps falling right now because it's in the Megatins. It's very interesting just to watch this. And yeah, this has gone down like $1 since my last market watch. Not really much. Impermanence was the main thing I wanted to focus on from Flood, but I can see why so many people are going for it. And every single day, it just feels like Flood, some things are inching up, some are just moving back down. It's pretty crazy when you stop and stare at it and think, well, this is the set that's out of print. This is the set that's harder to get. Oh man, I need to play in the 200th YCS, because there's 3 of those. I know even my European viewers are. But thanks for watching. What did you think of the new microphone? It might peak a little on that what's good to YouTube for a while because it's a condenser microphone. And I also just wanted to say, I'm going to be taking my health a lot more seriously. I've hinted at that in the past, but I'm really going to buckle down, and I'm putting it on video form here. I'm committing to it. And House of Chomps, maybe real food reviews might be coming to the Discord. So follow Follow in the Discord down below if you want to join conversations on these prices. If you want to talk decks, we actually have a deck bar for you guys to enjoy. And of course, it's always really active during the live stream. So I want you guys to be sure to check that out. And if you haven't already, for whatever reason, please subscribe, hit the like button, and turn the notifications on if you want to catch a nighttime market watch like this again, where I'm just like, you know what? I want to talk about these things right now rather than later, because that happens here.